Yo, what up? Toji here. Another video for Wuthering Waves. Today we have the total pull count for the 1.3 patch. Now we have a ton of pulls. Before we do hop into it, I want to let you all know that this is a rough estimate disclaimer. So you most likely will get most of this, but you're going to be missing some of the pulls out in this patch because maybe you can't clear Tower Adversity max, right? You probably can't clear it now unless you have some really highly invested into teams, and you have 3 teams at that. And also take into consideration that a lot of these can also be achievements too, right? And stuff in the game that will take you a while to complete, like the exploration. So keep in mind that most of the pools here will be gone, but if you are someone who does not really play this game as much, you're more so a casual player, you're not going to get all the pools in this patch. Daily login bonus we have in every single patch. The Gifts of Sea Breeze. You got 5 of the Lustrous Tide and 5 of the Radiant Tide. Very nice. I do hope at a certain point that they do change this to be 10 Radiant Tide. I believe they do change it to be 10 Radiant Tide. I can't speak. 10 Radiant Tide. Honestly, I believe this will be the best thing they can do for Wuthering Waves players long term because it'll allow us to get the characters on the limited banner more reliably. I did mention 2 videos ago that I would like to see Wuthering Waves give out an alternative banner, a banner where you're guaranteed the 5-star rate of character. If you put like 100 plus pulls into the banner, I would hope to see something like that at some point, and it'd be guaranteed right when you reach pity. And the only reason why is because it makes the game a lot more free-to-play friendly in the sense of being able to have that option of rolling on the banner where you're guaranteed the character instead of trying to get a character early and then, whether you luck out or not, you have to deal with the gambling aspect. I don't mind the fact that gacha games exist as a means of, some of the predatory practices they have, but we have seen the 50-50 games be kind of steered away towards, and players given the option to either deal with the 50-50, right? Or just not have that to begin with and roll in the banner that's guaranteed the character. And if they are giving out more pulls each patch, well, them not implementing that banner isn't that big of a deal. Now, obviously, I would like to see that banner at some point, but if we're getting a ton of pulls like we have in this patch, which is not going to be standard for every patch as far as I'm concerned, because we have a new map in this patch as well, so there's a lot of things taken into consideration. It would have been nice, but more pulls means we have more chances of getting the limited character, and you don't have to worry about that, right? Now, let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the patch here. We have the Infinite Battle Simulation. It seems to be like a sort of mode we've had before. I don't want to sit up here and say I've seen this mode before, because I'll be honest, I probably don't remember it too well. We have Amidst the Stars. I don't remember this one either. Solaris Weather Forecast. I don't remember that one either. Where Stars Slumber. I think I remember Where Sheep Slumber or something like that. I believe that was a combat event. I think we had it this patch actually, and then we had it the patch before. Lolo Campaign. This is the gambling slot machine event, right? Where you spin the wheel and you hope to get the reward early. And if you don't, you'll get the rewards eventually. Very nice event because you don't have to do anything. It's like a daily, well, you have to do it daily, but it is a daily event. It's very nice. You get a ton of resources. I mean, like, this is probably the event that gives the most resources for the amount of time you spend doing it, which I love, man. I love when gacha games have events like this where you get so many, I'm talking premium resources, right? Tuners, XP, Echo XP, Weapon XP. It's just so good value. You even get, they even give out cubes in the last one, correct me if I'm wrong. So hopefully get cubes in this one as well. It's just such a good value event for free-to-play. Wuthering Exploration. This seems to be an exploration-centered event. I think we already have had this before, but it makes sense given we have the new exploration location. Character trial for Shorekeeper and Jian. Oh, Jian spoiler. We'll cover that out because, again, I want this video to be on YouTube, and I don't want there to be any chance of this video being taken down. We have no idea what the actual confirmed rerun character is going to be. We can only hypothesize here, and maybe Jian is the rerun character, or maybe it's Shinlan. We really don't know for sure. And if you do know, then you do know. I'm just going to say I don't know, because I'll be honest, I'm not 100% certain on who the rerun character is going to be, but 40 astrite is very nice. 2 limited characters. Exploration content, Black Shores, very nice. 1500 astrite, that's a whole lot of astrite for exploration. Very, very nice. And again, the astrite you get for exploring in Wuthering Waves is actually really, really easy to come across because you don't have to do so much exploring as you're familiar with other games. In this game, you get all the exploration currency rather easily. It's not like you're getting 2 gems here, 2 gems there. You're getting 5 gems, 10 gems, 15 gems. And the activities they have you do to get those gems are extremely easy for the amount of time you spend doing them. It's very, very nice. 320 in gems. So this is 2 pulls where if I'm not expecting us to get the patch, right? You'll get this over time. Again, this is 2 gems or 2 pulls worth of gems. It's a lot, right? And we'll factor that out of the total amount at the end here, just because you won't get all of those unless you're someone who religiously looks for achievements to do. If that's you, then knock yourself out. I know that I, for one, don't do that. I just kind of get achievements as I play the game. I get an achievement randomly pop at the bottom of the screen. Like, oh, let's go. Cool, more gems, right? Tutorials, very nice. 5 there. Resonator tutorial, 10x, cool. Tactical hologram frontal rider. Honestly, the tactical holograms do not really give much pulls at all, for being honest, right? Like, this is barely 1 pull, if even, right? And the challenge comes first. The currency you get comes second. And I understand you do get more currency, right? You get currency from fighting the boss, right? In terms of you get Echo XP, you get weapon XP, you get character XP, you also get currency you can then convert to stuff from the shop, and then in the shop you can get more Echo XP, character XP, weapon XP, a shiny Echo, right? So you do get more value, but it's not the premium currency value we're looking at here from tactical holograms. It's just you get a small amount, but you know, this is very nice if you are someone who's shy of pity. Daily activity, 42 days, 2,520 astrite. If you are free to play, this is what you'll be getting. Since I get the monthly pass, I'm going to be getting this plus it's 90 times 42, so however much that is on top of this. We'll see when we get to the Lunite subscription conversion there. The oscillated coral, this is going to be the patch resetted shop pools, right? You get 7 weapon pools, 7 standard banner pools, and 7 limited banner pools. So you can add the 7 limited banner pools on top of the 5 login bonus rewards we do get. So you get 12 right off the bat, right? And you get the 5 over time. You get the 7 literally when the patch drops. Battle Pass free to play, 5 times the Lustrous Tide. Very nice. I wish at a certain point they would change. Again, I'm always going to say yes to more pools given to players, right? Especially if you are someone who is low spender anyways. I will not say no to more pools being given out. Lustrous Tide is fine, but I feel like we're getting to the point where the weapons on the weapon banner, especially with Zhang Yulao, we experienced this very recently, weapon banner weapons are really going to become weapons that are niche for the early starting characters. But when you get to some of those newer characters, the weapons really feel like they can't be used. Especially when you are looking at the 5-star standard weapon compared to the 5-star limited weapon of the signature, right? The character. Those weapons become outclassed, and I'm talking like it's not even close. Zhang Liao is the best case example here. Now, this is the part where a lot of you will be getting like half of this, 700, because maybe you can't clear 2 parts of the Tower Diversity. Maybe you don't have 3 fully built teams, 2 fully built teams. It's really hard to build a full team in Wuthering Waves. I'm not going to deny it, especially if you are someone who does not go around religiously farming echoes. Getting those stats you need is going to take time, and again, it is a time sink. However, if you do spend the time, the gems you get from the Tower Diversity is very, very nice, because it's very easy gems for the amount of time you spend clearing the content. Now, this is coming from a whale, so maybe the clearing the content for me is a lot easier than it is for you, most certainly, sure. But when you get to a certain level in Wuthering Waves, the content just becomes easily clearable, because it is a stat check at the end of the day, and the more stats you have on your characters, echoes, level, right, the forte level, ability levels, it becomes a content that is actually way easier to clear. You're like SOL level 6, something like that, and you don't get your characters to 90, you have them at 80, so you have less damage. Your forte is less overall, the abilities, and then your characters just don't deal as much damage. Now, they did nerf the content, so it is easier, and we'll see if they nerf this content further in this patch. Considering we are getting a bunch of more players coming back, returning, new players for sure. Storekeeper is definitely a very nice character, looks-wise and kit-wise. We'll wait and see how this turns out. Don't expect to get all of the gems from the Tower Diversity, though, but you probably already know this, right? Mail and web events, we have the maintenance compensation 300, very, very nice. Bug compensation 300, this is pretty much a given every single patch. 600 astrite for just logging in for free. Livestream codes, we've already got that, so we can cross that out. You should claim it. You can still claim it, actually. You have until tomorrow to claim these livestream codes. I'll have it in a link in the description for you to claim them. Redeemable codes. We have redeemable codes for Wuthering Waves. I never knew we had. This is like codes you get during the patch, not livestream codes. Codes you get during the patch. I had no idea we had redeemable codes for Wuthering Waves. Again, if we do have these codes and I see them, I will definitely let you all know. And if you have the codes already for this patch and the next patch going forward, and you end up coming across them, please do drop them down in the comment section of any video I upload, just to help out other players that may not know these codes exist, because this is 100 astrite we are talking about here. This is quite a bit. For codes, you just literally copy, paste, and enter in, right? Quest 1000 astrite. Now, the quest you can skip if you're someone who doesn't like to sit down and watch or read dialogue. If you are someone who likes to read dialogue, we're hoping this patch does have a very nice quest sequence, right? We're hoping the storyline for this patch with the Black Shore characters is nice to follow. It isn't super fast paced or anything like that. We're hoping that the story iteration here is better than the previous versions. We'll wait and see. But 1000 astrite for all quests is insane. Now, that's including the world quests you have for the specific map, right? The Black Shores area, you have NPCs with quests they'll give you. You have the exploration quests, right? You go around different parts of the map. You complete tasks in the exploration part, and then the quest does follow that sort of exploration you do in the map. And you also have the actual, not Archon quest, but the Archon quest equivalent, if that makes sense. I don't know what they're called. In this game, is it called it's not Magistrate quest. I don't know what it's called, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Now, we go down to the total amount. Free to play, you're getting 84 pools worth of Radiant Tide. That's actually extremely nice. Considering the pity for Wuthering Waves on average is 70 plus. 17 Lustrous Tide. That's cool. I mean, it's not necessarily something you're super enthused about, unless you're someone who's close to pity on the weapon banner. And honestly, I've been using my pools on the standard banner, trying to get dupes for Encore and Varina as RNG. And I feel like that's more value for my account personally, right? Because Encore is a pretty solid character. I do want to build her at some point. We'll have a video building her in the future when I get the resources I need for her. I threw away some echoes that I was using on Changli. I don't know why I threw them away, knowing I was going to need to use them on Encore. Heavy attack damage bonus, crit damage, right? Fire set. Oh, feels bad. And then you have 7 of the weapon banner pools. Try your luck on the weapon banner. Honestly, you can save them for a character you really want to go for, but I found myself just using them whenever I get them. And I lucked out in pools Zhezhe's weapon extremely early. So hey, we'll take it, right? And considering it is a banner where you're guaranteed the weapon without 50-50, you're probably in your best interest to save it. But again, luck out, you pull a weapon early, maybe you have more reason to get the character. And I assume a lot of you probably did drop most of your weapon pools during the Zhengli banner, if not the the String Master banner. Shorekeeper's weapon can be replaced by variation just because of how good variation is on the character. So you have less incentive to go for the weapon overall for Shorekeeper's banner, especially considering variation is a 4-star weapon. And you will bound to get refinements at some point, so you'll have 2 copies. You give one to Varina and one to Shorekeeper. Extremely strong free-to-play weapon, and really good compared to her signature. Now we have the Lunite subscription. This is going to be the monthly pass on top of the free-to-play currency you get. You get up to 111 Radiant Tide. That is a massive amount, right? That is so many pools for just spending $5 extra a month. Insane value. You're getting 27 pools worth during the patch. That is insane. That can save you from losing your 50-50, in all honesty, right? If you take into consideration, you do get the corals, right? After getting a 4-star, 5-star, you get a cores as well. And assuming you lose your 50-50, right? Like you use your 50-50 first time for Ling Yang, you don't get any currency. Sucks, right? Hopefully that doesn't happen to you though. But insane amount of currency you get for just having $5 a month. And obviously $5 a month can be a lot to some people. It can be something to nothing to some people, right? It depends on where you are at in your life. But that is insane value, man. But even for free to play, this is still massive. 84 is a lot. Now, when we go down to the Battle Pass plus the $5 monthly, you get 119 Radiant Tide. There's almost 120 pools, right? And not even including the corals. Now, obviously, if you are a light spender, you're getting the Battle Pass and the monthly, you're getting immense value. If you take into consideration during this patch, they may have some packs like they have, I'll probably throw them on the screen, like they have already in the game. You get like 8 pools, 7.5 pools, for like $10. It's insane value. Like insane value. So if you are someone who's light spinning, I suggest you honestly pick up those packs. There's 2 packs in the shop for Radiant Tide. You get up to 15 pools, right? For spending $20. 15 pools for $20 is massive value. I'm personally going to pick them up before the patch does leave, just because of how much value you get for the packs. So that's it. That's the video here. Really, really nice amount of currency we're getting this patch, considering this is right after the patch of Zhang Liao, right? Being given for free. So a lot of you have saved up currency already, because you probably maybe skipped Zhezhe. You rolled for Zhezhe, you got her early, you didn't get her early, but you saved up for the rest of the patch, right? We had a full month to save up currency, and now we have Shorekeeper coming, and we got a lot of pools, a new location, a bunch of quests, and a bunch of other goodies as well. Ton of events, right? Lolo campaigns come back. Very, very nice event. That's the video here. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.